everybody, welcome back to the stream. We've had quite an adventure, to say the least. Let me do a slight adjustment. I kind of liked having the monitoring in my ears last stream, although I'm starting to wonder if I gave myself a headache. We'll find out if I give myself a headache this round. In the meantime, I'm going to do some level grinding. Oh, what a beautiful day. I'm a little bit sad about completing the Aqua playthrough, but you know what? At the same time, I'm glad I have completed it. And as an additional bonus, I have in fact worked on the highlight reel for the Ventus playthrough, which means once I'm done with the Ventus one, I'll work on the Aqua one. And I think the Ventus one is going to be a lot better than the Terra one because I've been working on tightening up a lot of the editing and not adding a bunch of filler stuff. Or stuff that feels like filler anyway. In hindsight, there are some sections that I'm like, I should have probably nuked that. It will make the file a lot easier to work with because let me tell you, I had to render the Terra video twice. That was fun. My editing software was screaming at me the entire time too. It was great. Yeah, so hopefully once I get that underway, I will also be testing out a software, the one that I've been putting off, one that's a little more high-powered and probably able to take more than a couple hundred clips. So, fingers crossed that it all works out. In the meantime, 32,000! We have 8 sessions of this. So about a month from now, we'll hit level 52. Unless, of course, I start doing the level grind sessions a little more frequently, but I do need to be careful about my sanity. I could do some basically have a couple of Thursdays every so often just to tighten up the schedule a little bit, just cause I know that 2 a week is not exactly sustainable over time. But I also know that I need to do other stuff to stay sane. Because this is insanity-inducing if I'm not careful. Also, hats off to the person doing KH3 level 99. You're a trooper, and if you have seen this or have watched this at some point, great job. I am cheering you on. Because that is amazing. I genuinely respect everyone who's trying to do the max leveling in the starting area bit because it's honestly kind of fun. Very ridiculous, but genuinely fun. In a strange, unhinged kind of way. I mean, I did say on Tuesday that this is something that is ridiculous, to say the least. Ow. Oh my. Jeez, I'm not even 10 minutes in, already yawning my head off. At least I remembered to eat today. I've been trying to keep up with my meals. It's not been going very smoothly. Because I got sick of a couple of recipes, so now I've just got to find new recipes to work with so then I don't get sick of them. And then eventually I need to re-rotate some things back in, but for a while I'm not going to rotate any of them in. Got sick of them all. It's always a struggle trying to figure out what I want to eat. Ooh, egg noodles sound really good though. I think I need to make pasta again. That's a 4, but that's okay. Actually, I'm kind of sad about it being 4s because if it was 2 8s, that would have been real great. Oh well. Oh well. It looks like this batch of XP is also not divisible by 8 like that one time. That was just lightning in a bottle, let's be real. Or maybe not lightning in a bottle, that's not quite right. Maybe a statistical wonder? No, it's not really a statistical wonder if it's planned. Either way, it was a magical experience and we might never get that again. No matter how cool it was. It looks like it's a similar division point to the previous level. Sounds on brand. Oh boy. Summer is looking to be nightmare fuel. I can't remember if I already made jokes about that, but that was really funny that, so World Cup's going on in the US, and, Australia was talking a lot of shit. For some reason, I didn't know this until like a couple of years ago or so, but for some reason, some Australians just have serious beef with the US, and it's like a one-sided beef too. We're just like, oh, okay. Because most of the time when you hear, if you bring up Australia to an American, the average American will probably bring up Bluey or Steve Irwin, one of the two. Or both. Also the Wiggles. Are they Australian or New Zealand, actually? No, I think they're Australian. They actually did a crossover with Steve Irwin way back in the day. Kid Me was overjoyed about that. I was a fan of both. But that's usually what you think of. That's usually what most people think of. Also, dangerous spiders, koalas, drop bears, kangaroos, that sort of thing. That's what most of the time the US thinks when Australia comes up. And then some folks know about that one prime minister that that Australia lost because he went out swimming, didn't show up ever again. And then Australia proceeded to name a swimming pool after that same prime minister. Oh, that's actually really funny though. No, but like there were some football fans that were like beefing with the US and being like, yeah, we'll totally beat their butts, and then the US proceeded to stomp on them and win 2-0 with one of the goals being an own goal. What a magical experience. I love you, Australia. That's it. It was funny. I do not lump you in with the one. If you do not wish to be lumped in, you don't have to be lumped in. Don't worry. I just genuinely thought it was funny. And I think I already mentioned the Scots drinking Boston Dry. That was pretty funny too. And also the Scots putting cones on every single statue in Boston they can find. Apparently a construction site had to delay because they couldn't find all their cones, so I think we figured out where the cones came from. Oh, classic. Yeah. So that's going on. I keep getting news about Love Island, which is really funny because I'm not a regular watcher of Love Island. I just hear about it in the periphery and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, this is interesting. It's like when you hear about some juicy gossip that you know damn well you shouldn't really hear about or talk about, but it's one of those things that's kind of irresistible to listen in on. That's what Love Island feels about. It feels like to me. A lot of reality TV feels like about that, but oh my gosh, especially that. Godspeed to everybody watching the new episode tonight. I won't find out what happens until tomorrow. I ran out of TikTok time again because my dumbass kept used all of it, or 90% of it in the morning. Ow. That's on me, though. Also, that hiccup burp really hurt. But either way, it looks like there's gonna be some tea tomorrow. Oh, classic. Anyway. Yeah, that's I think that's the basics on that. Good golly. Got the coughs and the sneezes and the yawns and the burps and the everything. I'm just trying to stream, man. Just trying to stream. Yeah. 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 I got to the part, when I was editing the Ventus video, there were two VODs that just caused me immense pain to look at. One of them was the one where I finally frickin' had it with the laptop and gave up. And then it was the first stream of the Ventus run afterwards, before I realized that the volume on the game was way too loud. Obviously I fixed it afterwards, but I was just like, oh my gosh, that shit was so loud. And On the bright side, it made it really easy for me to decide what to edit out. So, I ripped out a lot from that VOD because I'm like, you know what? I don't wanna. And even better, that particular one was when I just got distracted by treasure hunting shenanigans. So, even better. I didn't have to worry about anything. Oh my good lord. Yeah, once I'm done with the Ventus one and uploading it, I am going to go straight into the Aqua one. I'm going to try to use the newer software. It's going to be a little intimidating, but I'll figure it out. Once I got the basics down, I'll be fine. It's just the basics that I'm like, huh, scary, where is everything? It'll be fine. It's not going to kill me. It'll be funny. Plus, it'll probably be eventually nicer for me to work with. Kind of looking forward to it, actually. Oh. There might be a few file shenanigans here and there, but nothing too serious. Either way, I'm stoked. Alright, nice. Excellent. Whee! Yeah. I also got, I'm in the midst of editing the last VOD, but I'm only on the rough pass right now. And the rough pass is where I get the general idea of, okay, this I want, this I don't want. Like, just the general clips and stuff, and then I start tightening it down. I did tighten down quite a bit of the early VODs and so forth. I still think that short period of time where I was just editing a bunch of shorts for a bit, I think that was actually a pretty good lesson on what to keep, what not to keep. So, yeah. Give me a lesson on not elongating stuff, keeping it snappy but still getting the point across, and not having repetition in the edits. I still have to work on that sometimes. Whoa, I need some water. I should take enough damage to be able to handle this. Plus, when I do the level grind, I only need one hand to control the controller. I can just drink as much water as I want. Perfect. So, rough mathematical speaking, we should be at 28,000 by the end of the stream. That's a rough mathematical estimate, though. I do acknowledge that there may be more, there may be less XP. But we are looking at roughly 7 to 8 sessions, as expected by a, like I said, a rough mathematical calculation. Based on a 4,000 XP average. I say 4,000, but it's between 4,000 and 5,000 XP per. Yeah. I went outside today, you know, as I do on every Monday. I hated it, especially in the afternoon. I hated it. It was awful. I'm glad I did though, because I needed to run my car, so then it was functional. And yeah, it was fun. Took care of the lawn care in the morning as per usual. That was a little scary because I looked at the time, looked at the temp, and I was like, oh hell nah. Can't wait. So I was, oh my gosh, I was freaking booking it through everything to get it all done before it got too hot outside because, good lord. My back has been on a crusade lately and I'm not sure how to feel about it. Also, one of my back muscles is tweaking out really bad. I think it's mad at me for some reason. I don't know what I did wrong. Must have leaned on it wrong or something like that, but it was like this yesterday. Okay, one turns into an orb, the other two take forever and a day to attack me. Holy crap. They were like, what are you doing? Waiting in line for ice cream? Ice cream sounds really good actually right now. I'm always down for ice cream. It's good shit. Whee! Yahoo! Whee! Oh my god, Lord! Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, I think I need to take a damage. Thank you, kind sir. It's always nice to thank your dusks for giving you damage so that you can get half health or less. Yay. Ow. Okay. That's enough of that. I apologize in advance. I am in the EPs, which means I am gonna periodically just go dead silent for like no reason other than just someone is falling asleep and it's me. Oh shit. How much you want to bet that one of them is gonna go upside down? Oh, well, none of them went upside down. And here I was worried. I was genuinely worried there for a second. I was like, oh, one of you is going to go upside down the second I'm distracted. I love that. Oh, I was going to say two gasket balls, but that's not it. It's basketballs. Gasketball would be the game that was invented in Minecraft. I'm not sure if it was specifically Cupman that did that, but it was featured on Hermitcraft in season 10? Yeah, they're on season 11. Yeah. That sounds about right. Oh my gosh! I just remembered I have a can of ginger ale that's chilling in my fridge right now. Because the other night, I was like horrendously nauseous. It might be related to my recent uptick in red sauce, specifically the marinara type consumption, because I really wanted some of those frozen lasagnas because I really freaking missed having lasagna. Oh, those are 4s. That's a disappointment. That's okay. I can work with disappointments. I have several. And I still love them. Yay! Thank goodness the disappointments aren't people. People I don't claim as disappointments. They're just humans. Oh my god, okay. Ah! Oh yeah, I forgot. The Amazing Digital Circus finale just happened recently. I actually quite liked it. It was very interesting. I was like, oh hey. It's actually a lot of showing and not telling right there. I was like, yay, some show and not tell. There was some stuff that was straight up told that you wouldn't otherwise get from stuff. What is going on? Oh no. No pain. It's right there. I hate that. Okay, I'll have to fix that later. It's an easy fix, right? No, probably not. That's okay. I'll live. But yeah, no. It was a very interesting finale with a lot of, like, concepts and stuff like that. I'm just gonna say, spoilers, I really liked a very specific part involving shapes and the back and forth that happened between the past and the present, sort of, like, displaying a parallel. I do understand that there's a limitation by the number of episodes, but, like, if this was, like, a longer series, I think that that little back there, the back and forth, wouldn't have happened. But I think also at the same time I appreciate that it is a back and forth there to show the past and then the present involving the... If you know, you know. If you don't, it's not going to make any sense. But it involves shapes and staircases. I loved those parallels right there. That was some good shit right there. Of like, it's sort of like a cycle, something starting again. A refreshing moment. Not a refresh, but like... I don't know how to word it. But still. I thought it was great. Do I wish for a little bit more on behalf of some of the other characters? Yes, of course. But I am very appreciative of what I presently have. Little callbacks here and there, those were just nice. Also, the credits had me cackling. If you have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about one little bit in the credits. That bit killed me. That was so funny, but also really sweet. Also, there were a couple of moments in the credits that I'm like, oh, that's actually really sweet. Overall, good time. A decent way to wrap things up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going a little slow on the Star Trek train recently, which is really funny because I just got into Season 3, which I have seen a lot of people say that's where it gets really good. By Season 3, I mean Next Generation. Season 3, that's what I'm talking about. I got 7 seasons to go through. And when I'm done with Next Generation, I do know that Deep Space Nine and Voyager kind of run close to the same timelines and stuff like that, but I'm going to pop back over the original series first before I dip my toes into the other two. I think, oh gosh. Part of me is like, I want to go right into Deep Space Nine right afterwards, and I'm like, girl, I need you to pump the brakes. We're gonna do the original series first, and then part of me is thinking, while I'm excited about the idea of watching Deep Space Nine, I think I want to go after Voyager first. I genuinely want to watch Voyager first because I think based on some habits, I think it was my dad's favorite. So I'm like, okay, I want to see. I want to know. My dad was a Star Trek fan, so when Discovery was coming out, he was watching it alongside one of his friends. They shared an account to be able to watch it. It was really funny. I don't know much about Discovery beyond that it exists and stuff. Like I know so little. I'm so brand new to a lot of the stuff. It's kind of fun though. I'm trying not to spoil myself on some things so then I get a little bit surprised and stuff like that. I've already spoiled myself on a few things in Next Generation. Like some general things that happen and exist, and but at the same time, I'm like, I never know exactly what's gonna happen in the episode. I still freak out. I'm like, it's so tense. How is this gonna work out? That sort of thing. That's some good television right there. That is some good freaking television right there. Holy shit, that's some good shit right there. Love me some tension and not knowing what's happening. I also love and appreciate the... I understand it's part of the episodic nature of keeping a status quo and stuff like that, but I actually enjoy... I do enjoy episodic series a lot, because, there's always, like, every once in a while, there's, like, a character that I'm really suspicious of at first, and I'm like, you seem sketchy. And I'm just like, oh, no, they're actually pretty chill. It's just, I'm just not used to this. I'm just like, this is interesting. Brother seems sketchy, but nope, totally fine. Totally chill dude, or totally chill lady. Nothing wrong here. There aren't explosive arguments. Like, there's some tension, there are some arguments that occur and stuff like that, but there's a lot less, like, explosiveness. I like it. It's very nice. It's very... I don't know. There's still tension, but it puts me at peace. It puts me at ease, knowing that, okay, there's gonna be some sort of thing that works out. I like it a lot. Makes me wonder about how I would handle watching Twilight Zone. I'm just like, do I want to watch the Twilight Zone at some point? Because I have been thinking about watching that. It's not a Star Trek series. I just know that every once in a while there's just an episode where at the very end it's like, yeah, well that was pretty fucked up, wasn't it? Anyways, I'm Rod Serling. Or is it Rod Sterling? Rod Sterling? I think it's Sterling. I love that kind of shit. I love that kind of shit. It's like, well, that was messed up. Anyway. It's part of what got me into when I was listening to the Madness. Ah, yes, the Madness Archives. Not the Magnus Archives, the Madness Archives. Everybody goes fucking crazy in that one. I mean, it's... okay, I'm not wrong. I am not wrong in that aspect, actually. Oh, beauty. I need to go back and listen through that again. Because I got to like episode 100 and then I stopped like at a kind of crucial point. And I just didn't finish. So at some point I'm gonna have to sit my butt down and make myself go through it. Preferably during daylight hours, because I am a big wuss who will probably be suspicious and paranoid of everything for the next like 40 hours after listening to an episode. Fun fact, I actually listened to like half of the episodes I listened to while I was at work. I would be working on stuff, and whenever nobody was like needing to talk to me or anything like that, if no one was needing to talk to me, I had podcast in my ears. It was great. There was that one computer episode, if you know the computer episode, that one made my skin crawl. That one just still makes my skin crawl. Fuck that episode, actually. I hate that one. What's funny is everybody has a specific... I think it's binary, but I could be very wrong. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure I'm wrong. It's kind of like also later on I was listening to Welcome to Night Vale, and every once in a while I would just hear something absolutely balls to the wall crazy, and I'd be like, wait, what? Like listening like everything's normal and stuff like that. Basically listening like I'm a citizen of Night Vale, and then I just hear some sort of thing like how to remove a heart or something like that. I'm like, what? Hello? I also listened to a lot of Welcome to Night Vale while playing Power Wash Simulator, so that made for some interesting Power Wash times. I don't think I finished Welcome to Night Vale either, now that I think about it. Ow. Whee! Oop, into the wall I go. Ow. Nothing like making the headset creak like crazy. As I always say, like a sailboat moored or anchored in a bay. Creaks all the time because of the mast and everything staying together. Nice. I've been thinking about this for a while, actually. This is something completely off topic from what I was just speaking of. I have realized recently that I haven't gone swimming in over a decade. I'm not even joking. I have not gone swimming like in a pool or in a lake or near the river. Like, I haven't gone swimming in a long ass time. So now I'm starting to wonder if I can still swim. I'm just like, wait a minute, can I still swim at this point? Like, even when I've gone down to some sort of water, thing, I wasn't swimming. Like, one of the times I went, like, canoeing or something, or kayaking up a river. That was kind of fun, actually. We couldn't make it up this one waterfall, so we gave up. What the hell? We gave up and turned around and went back. That was kind of fun, actually. That was a lot of fun. Who am I kidding? That was great. But, like, other times I've just waited. I haven't really, like, gone, like, in the water swimming, and I'm like, oh, shoot. Can I still swim? Do I still have the capability? I probably still have the capability. It would just take me a few minutes to readjust, but I could probably do it. Yeah, I could probably do it. Oh. Right on schedule. I love how the potions are just completely maxed out. That's all I'm getting though. Just potions. Potions everywhere. Hi, puppy! I love my dogs. They're so great. Noisy things though. God damn. Aww. They're babies too. That's the best part. They're such babies. Oh my god. Bop. I know it's been over a month, but I wonder how their Star Wars month went. I'm just thinking about that. Yes, it was Shinigami's Star Wars month. I wonder how that went for them. Kinda want to play some Lego Star Wars again. Funny enough, related to trying to figure out what to do this coming Thursday. Like, I like, if I can't figure something out and, like, be like, yeah, I can solidly, definitively do this, I can always just fall back to this. Is it boring? No, not to me. Boring to others? Possibly. But it does mean I get a little bit more progress down the line and shortens the amount of time over time. That makes no sense. That made no freaking sense whatsoever. Basically, reducing the number of, well, it just takes out a session within one of the weeks. It's 3 sessions in a week instead of just 2. If I did, let's see, mathematically speaking, I could make it, instead of take 4 weeks, I could make it take 3 weeks if I just did 8 straight sessions of this, but I think for everyone's sanity, let's not do that. Let's not. There we go, that's the classic. Anyway, speaking of that, I was like, wait a minute, I did mention on the Ventus stream, I was like, I need to beat up Xehanort again. Which, I mean, that is on the cards. That is in the cards. I could also do a Dream Drop Distance playthrough. I have not played Dream Drop Distance at all. Like, I've only played, like, part of it, but not very much. So I could play that. I could very well do that. It's possible. It's reasonable. I could also play KH3, which is something that I can easily do. Like, I could do another Proud Run, piece of cake. The only time I failed during a Proud Run, which it was actually kind of funny, the only death that I had was during the Pirates segment. That's it. Just for the boats, the ships. That's it. That's the only time I actually died. Otherwise, I absolutely killed it in the finale. Although it could be that my memory didn't serve me and I have another moment where I realize, oh, I did actually get defeated another... No. I do remember it being an absolute surprise and being like, oh, so that's what the Sora death screen looks like. Because the Sora failure screen is totally different from the death screen. Because if you fail at something, then Sora's just standing there folding his arms, pouting, looking kind of disappointed in himself. Meanwhile, the death screen is him floating and this heart floating above it. I'm very familiar with that in both KH1 and KH2. That one I am very familiar with. I'm trying to think of how familiar... I'm definitely familiar with it as Terra. I think same with as Ven, maybe? And definitely as Aqua. A couple times with some of the fights. It's been a little while though. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. I can't do a crit mode for KH3. I have attempted it a couple times. I have made attempts, but it didn't go over well. Because I couldn't get past the tutorial boss. I'm not joking, by the way. I got my ass beat by the tutorial boss. Imagine getting bullied by Darkseid in crit mode. Everybody was like, oh, Proud Mode's too easy, Proud Mode's too easy. We should not have said that. We should not have said that at all. That was a huge mistake. Holy shit, that was such a huge mistake. A funny mistake, though. Oh, okay, we're just having two of you doing that. Thank you for your contribution. There we go. No, what, hello? What are you going over there for? Bro. Seriously, these guys are jumping around like they own the place or something like that. Hey, what numbers are we at? I know I just looked at it, but I think that, yeah, no, that's 30. Okay, yep, okay, we're in the right range. Yep. Yeah, 41 minutes in. Okay, we're close to 2,000 XP. Yep, okay, we're good. For a moment, I was like, oh no, am I behind again? Nope, I'm not behind. I am almost 2,000 XP, and once we get around to 30,124 or something like that, something close to that, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, we've done about 2,000 XP total. My goal is 28,124. That is my goal for today. Whee! Okay. Ouch. Whee! Oh geez, one of my hips is trying to disconnect and float off into the Atlantic or something like that. Oh, that's much better. I just straightened my leg out instead of folding it like a pretzel, and everything is fine. Alright, cool, yay! Whee! Yahoo! Big stretch. And making sure I can still put my arms directly above my head because it is a range of motion thing that I need to keep. I really would like to keep that actually. Christ almighty. I'm out of practice. That's not good. That's not good at all. I should loosen up this squish leg actually now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, there we go. Much better. Aww. Hi, puppy. Puppy's a little distracted. That's okay though. Yeah. Hi, puppy. Hello, would you like some attention? Yes. Yes, she says. She says, I would love some attention. She's a puppy. Yes, she's a puppy. She's a puppy. She's a big baby. Woof. Silly dogs. Okay, good. We're within the range of time. Okay, cool. Cool. It's crazy how the streaming schedule and timing and planning has evolved over time. Because I remember it used to be this every night, and I would like level grind. Sometimes I would stop at one level, sometimes I would get 2 levels in one night. I missed 2 levels in one night, man. That was great. Man, I didn't realize how good I had it until I was like, oh shoot, I'm getting to the point where we can't get even 1 level in a night. And I was wondering at that time, I'm like, man, should I do level grind off screen? And I was like, no, we gotta have proof that I did this thing. That is the main thing preventing me from doing like off-stream grinding. Is I'm like, I need there to be proof that I did this. Woo! I don't know which one that is. Alright, cool. Wahoo! Each level. Ow! Punch. Okay. Based on the. Okay. So last time it took 6 sessions? So it might be 8 sessions? Depending on how that goes. I don't know. Or is it 7? I don't freaking know. It's been a while. I'm trying to think of tough decisions. But I'm also trying to think of, how on earth? Oh my gosh. I apologize, my brain is doing the Frosted Flakes bit, and it won't stop playing it on loop, which is really funny. Because I haven't watched television that much in a long time. Fancy that. Oh my god! Good golly. Interesting. I just randomly got thinking, man, it would be fun to see that one Haunted Mansion film. Which might have been a remake. I wonder if it was a remake. Let me check. There's like a remake vibe to it. Now if I can type, that'd be great. No, it looks like there's only one version. The one from 2003. Oh, there's another one, but is it technically the same? That's the real question. There's a Hong Kong horror film. Interesting. Okay, I don't think... Okay, yeah, no. This is different. Okay. My question has been answered. Something smells a little crispy. One second, chat. I need to check on something. Okay, I'll go to the head. Ah, parkour. My favorite. Alright, what was I looking for? Okay, I already got that. Let's go. Let's also remember that circle is the jump button, not square. Guess who's gonna lean back? Me. Provided I can do this correctly without hurting myself. Would be great. Okay. Hopefully I don't throw out my back. Resting. It's possible. It's plausible. I have done it. Many a time. And I hated it every single time it happened. And you know what happens whenever I hurt my back? You know what I have to do? I have to do planks. I have to do planks, so then my core muscles have to do all the work and it loosens up everything on the back. That's my solution. I mean, it works. If it's stupid and it works, is it really that stupid? Huh. Good to know I figured out who has more force. Alrighty. I can't believe this, but the numbers not doing their even thing of like, man, that was just like almost a 1 in a million moment there. But I can't believe I'm actually missing odd numbers now. Blows my mind that, you know, I'm wondering how many folks are still doing their level 99 challenges and how far do they get before they lose their sanity? I'm wondering the percentage of people who actually complete the challenge of doing the level 100 challenge for KH1. How many people are actually completing that challenge? Questions for the ages. I'm trying to think if I've seen notifications for a couple of the folks that I'd seen doing those in a while. Wonder if I've accidentally muted their notifications. That'd be awkward. I don't remember doing that though. I don't know why I dodged that. I didn't need to. Probably would have been better if I hadn't. Nice. Yeah, I think your girl is definitely gonna get herself some ice cream after this. Because that sounds really flippin' good right about now. Love me some ice cream. That's the good shit right there. You know what's funny is every once in a while I think about getting some of that frozen yogurt. I remember this back in like the mid 2010s, I think. Maybe early 2010s too. Either way, 2010s era. There were so many frozen yogurt shops everywhere, and frozen yogurt shops are interesting because you pay based on the amount of stuff that you get into the thing. So you pay based on weight. So you set the the frozen yogurt in the little container that you put together on the scale, and then you pay based on that. And there's still a few around. There's still a few of those shops around. One of them is like, I remember the last time I went to one. And I'm very specific about how I do my frozen desserts. It's so funny. I tend to do like the half chocolate, half vanilla, just because all chocolate is a little too much for me these days. I used to be able to do that, but I don't know. It's a little too strong for me these days. So then I do that. And I always add a crap ton of the little brownie bites, cookie dough bites, minty stuffs, just a bunch of stuff. Then mix that all together. It's delish. I love it every single time. Great stuff. Kind of craving that too now.
It was totally worth it the last time I went. It was great, actually. Loved it. Good show. Nice. Sorry, gotta shift gears. It's force of habit, plus it's a fun sound to make, so worth it. Oh dear, for a second I forgot that I was actually dealing with this. Whoopsie. Oh wait, I'm fine with damage. I can work with damage. It's the good stuffs. That sounds crazy out of context. Oh, I should probably not take damage anymore. I should probably take these fellas out. Angry guinea pig moment. Sick. Okay. Sorry about that. Don't mind me just accidentally steering the camera all over the place. Oh, I accidentally despawned somebody. Okay, let me do a slight adjustment with that, and I fixed it. Alright, cool. I got distracted by no notification, so I promptly dealt with it. Okay. Okay, we're... good job, you two. It's amazing how often that happens. Oh my goodness. I'm finding it interesting in recent years. Dreams that normally end in like something absolutely terrifying, I've managed to avoid the terrifying thing. I can't remember the one before this one, but the one that I had just like basically early this morning before I woke up started off totally innocuous and normal, just walking around a mall, trying to find a specific place. And for some reason, one of the stores was like an event center or something like that. There was a wedding going on. And then for some reason, the wedding had this like wild animal there. And it like went berserk. And I went up the stairs towards the second floor, which, by the way, it was way too tall to have a second floor before that in the dream. But I went up to the second floor and I paused for a second. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's not actually, like, for a second I'm like, man, it's going to notice me as soon as I go up the stairs and stuff like that. But it didn't know. It stayed on the ground floor, and then I'm like, oh, hey, that's interesting. So I'm like, okay. So I go up. There's a door on the second floor. Normally you would just go out the side door on the ground floor. But no, there was a door on the second floor of a mall that originally would not have had that, but you know how dreams are. They have weird spatial things. I go out there. There's a fire escape. I'm like, okay. Somebody was waiting for me. Wanted to attack me with a knife. I managed to get rid of it. And I had to practically race them down the ladder to the ground. Managed to find it. Took care of the problem. And I'm like, well, now I got a new problem. It's dead of winter, too. So I bulk it with the weapon. This is all in a dream, by the way, just to clarify, once again. So I book it. Throw that in the water. Like, frozen river. Throw that in water. And then for some reason I jump into the water and, like, sidle along. The water's freaking freezing, by the way, in the dream. As freezing as water can be in a dream, you know, because, like, you just know it's cold. Apparently I could regenerate, so that was an interesting dream. Then I just kind of woke up and sat in my own thoughts for a minute. I was like, huh. Wow. Not only did I manage to avoid getting jumped by a wild animal in a dream, I also managed to avoid and survive a person trying to get me in a dream. It's brand new to me. I'm like, alright, cool. I can work with that. I can certainly work with that. I was down for that. I was like, yay! But yeah, I've noticed in recent months that a lot of my dreams, where usually like a bad end was inevitable when things got a little scary, it's like, oh, I've managed to avoid the bad end multiple times now. It's great. It's kind of impressive at this point. Because it's happened a few times. I'm like, yay! I know I keep saying that, but it's important to me. Also, I wish that the mall would stop transforming in the dream. It's a real pain in the ass to navigate. It's not the same mall as the previous ones either. I have been to so many different malls in dreams, it's not even funny. One of them was in the middle of this big old city. And you know what? I'm pretty sure I've been in a couple cities in the dreams too. There's one that's got a lot of random levels all over the place, kind of like not quite like some of the cities in China, but more like like how Seattle is, where there's like some multi-layered shit right there. Some weird navigation shenanigans. There was some stuff going on like that. Very, very fascinating stuff. Wish my eye wasn't bugging me, but gosh dang it, it decided to bug me right this instant. Ba-da-da-dum. 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 Don't ask me to do the entire song, I don't know it. My knowledge of pop culture is very askew, to say the least. I know of all the things that are, I know of all the things that I'm supposedly needing to know for my time. But do I know all of them? Do I actually know all of them? No. No, I do not. Boom. Oh my gosh. I had 3000 XP. Right on schedule. Wait, what the heck? Oh, that can't be right. No, that's 29,000. That's 3,000. There's 32. Wait. 32. Okay, down to 31. That's 1,000. 30. Yeah, that's 2,000. Okay. 29. Okay. Okay, we're having a pretty good day then. This is gonna be good. Hopefully I managed to avoid sneezing directly into the mic. Can't make any guarantees though. Hopefully I didn't sneeze into the mic. Wish my eye would stop twitching. It's doing that right now, and I do not appreciate it in the slightest. I have no appreciation for the eye twitches. Please stop twitching, eyeball. It's not comfy. What's funny is oftentimes whenever someone talks about an eye twitching, it's not really the eye itself doing the twitching, it's more of everything around it. Doing all the expressiveness, like the eyelids and eyebrows doing the twitches. Like the both top and the bottom. That's what's actually doing the twitching. Oh, okay. That actually gave me like a slight jump scare there for a second. It's kind of funny. Yay, we'll get to 29,002. Provided I play my cards right with this. Actually, it wouldn't be play my cards right unless we're doing Chain of Memories. Oh my gosh. That'd be so funny to do Chain of Memories, but also oh, terrible. Because I haven't played through that. Chain of Memories would be such a long-term commitment, by the way. Because that one I have not played through once. I think the most I've done is open the game. That's all I've done is open the game. So, yeah. At least this game's not useless. I made a little progress in, like, the level. Actually, how do I check if I've played the games? I don't think I can check through my PS app on my phone, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try checking anyway. Let's see. What am I looking for? That took me all of 5 seconds to forget. I've also forgotten that I was trying to, get 80 XP, so that's on me. Let's not get knocked into the, door. No, thank you, sir. I do not want to get knocked into the door. Yeah, I missed one. That's okay. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I definitely have not played a single minute of Chain of Memories. I've definitely played a bunch for... I've definitely played KH1. I think I personally have only played through it once. That was a fun time. Woof. Interesting. Oh wow. I love how I'm just perusing a bunch of these. Goodness sakes, platinuming Birth by Sleep looks like a freaking nightmare. Okay, and a lot of the trophies are hidden. Not all of them, just a bunch of them. Cheers. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I only got 2 trophies in Dream Drop Distance, and one of them is Ace Diver, and the other one appears to be defeating Phantom Ursula. Yeah, I haven't played it since 2018, so that should give you a pretty strong indicator of how well that was going. Good times, good times. Whee! I think the only game that I have any closeness to platinuming right now is 0.2. I just have to do all of the objectives, which is going to be a freaking nightmare because several of them require me to take 0 damage. I have not ever taken... I have never taken 0 damage in any of the fights. Like, ever. Nope, never taken 0 damage in a fight. Okay, so that's 1. Interesting. Oh, I need to wait till the next round to do some math. Yay! But I'm assuming it's 100 and something. Got 100 and something dusks till I get close to a flat 28,000. Which means, well, that's 890, so 100, so 10, 11? Yeah, about 11. 11 back and forths, technically 12. 12 back and forths. Or 11. We'll find out in just a second. I think it's gonna be 12 though, because that was 90 and that takes off 10 and 6. Yeah. Okay, cool. So about 11 of those, and we'll be close to the range. That's not too bad, actually. That's pretty good. That's also provided that we do, like, full-on 80s. Which is always the tricky part, is getting full 80s. Actually, it just takes a little bit of extra time, but It's worth the time. It's worth the time to me. Alright, definitely gonna need to take some damage here. Should there be a ton on the end of this? Yes. Perfect. Oh my goodness gracious. Definitely gonna need some damage there. Yeah, just a little bit more. Then all three of you failed miserably. Good job. Ow. Yeah, it worked out. Okay, so about 690 is where I should be at when I get to it. Cool. Hey. Nothing like a little bit of mathematics to solve my problems. Whee! Okay, there we go, and presto. Yay, 690 just as I predicted. Oh my goodness gracious. Nice. Okay. Yay. Whoopsie, that's a 4. That's okay. It'll probably be something in 76 or something like that. No. 14. Maybe? Yeah. It was supposed to be 10, but no, it's a 14. Darn it. And if I miss another, it's not gonna be a 10, it's gonna be an 18 instead. Oh my god! It's ridiculous. Just dozing off a little bit, just a wee bit. Nothing too serious. I'm still working, still grinding, still getting the XP, getting closer and closer. Ever since I started hashing out the sessions number, it's actually a little easier. A little easier to digest, I mean. Oh, there we go. $12. No. Nice. Back to the 10s. Come here. Am I being a bit silly about numbers? Of course. It's part of the fun. Part of the fun is being a little silly about numbers. Yay, just within the threshold. Okay, so there should be a 2 at the end of this number. Right on time. Which means in the next run there should be a 2 at the end of that number too. Except it will be 82, I believe. Yeah, that sounds about right. 82. Provided I get all 4s. No, 8s. If it was only 40 XP, that would put me at 22 at as the last 2 digits of the number, and I don't want the last 2 digits to be 22. I want it to be 82. Which sounds counterproductive, but you gotta forget the third, you gotta remember the third number is very important in this scenario. It would be a 3 instead of a 2. I believe. Yeah, see, that's where we would be at if we just plowed through everything. But with the power of experience boost, we can chop that. So now, theoretically, it should be 382. Nope. Somehow I managed to not pay attention and get a bunch of 4s. Oh, that's disappointing. Come here. Give me the damage. Come on. Alright, that should do it. 90, yay, I lost 12 out of that. That doesn't sound right. No, I only lost 8. That sounds better. Don't know why I thought 12. I think my brain was going up instead of down, but 90 is greater than 82. Let's remember that. Do they still do that in schools? The greater than, lesser than numbers to remind kids which numbers are bigger and which numbers are smaller? I'm starting to wonder if they do. I don't know if they do. Makes me want to pick up one of them old math workbooks that I did in middle school, or not middle school, elementary school age. Those were kind of fun. For some reason, calling it homework just makes you feel dread. But if you try to put some other name on it, it's kind of a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Okay, that was kind of funny. He was just like, nope, you can't do that. What are you doing? Up. Nice. Wouldn't it be great when we get to halfway to 1,000,000? That would be great.
It wouldn't be quite a quarter of the way done, it would be more like a fifth of the way done. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Oh, about a fifth. I could pull up the calculator again. That'd be kind of funny, actually. Because we already got a 10th of the way. Yeah, so a fifth should be double that.
You know what? I'm gonna break out the calculator, but not just any calculator. I'm gonna break out the calculator on stream. Let me pull up the calc. And then make sure that the source is on. Good. And then boom. There it is. Alright, there we go. Alrighty. I'm just gonna do it a really weird way. So 1/5 and then times 2, 8, 7, 5, 5, 7, 8. There are like a million other ways I could have done this. Alright, 575,115. Or 116 in our case. But that is what we would be looking for being a fifth of the way through in terms of XP. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's frightening. Yay. But hey, we already got through a 10th. We're getting closer to a 5th. Imagine when we get to a quarter of the way through. Remember in fractions, if the bottom number is smaller, the fraction is technically bigger. Imagine cutting a pie, basically. So if the number on the bottom is smaller, well, okay. Smaller number, so like a half is bigger than a 10th. Okay. So bigger the number in the denominator, the smaller the fractions. There you go. It confuses people when they see a quarter pounder versus a third pound. A third pound is technically bigger, but some folks don't realize because they're like, oh, 4 is greater than 3, therefore 1/4 is bigger than 1/3. It is not. It is not, dears. A third is indeed bigger than a fourth. Sometimes you just gotta cut a pie in order to get your fractions right. Sometimes that's the only way to get it right. My own brain was like, what about a 10th? And I'm like, girl, we already went there. We already been at a 10th. Stop going backwards. It's like, wait till we get to a quarter. That's gonna be fun. We're a third of the way through. That's gonna be even better. Then when we get halfway through, that's gonna be real exciting. It'll be fun to see what level we're on when we hit the halfway point. At least we're not dealing with 13 million XP. We're only dealing with almost 3 million instead. About 200,000 short of 3 million. I'm not doing the exact numbers right now. But still, it's close enough that it's like, yeah. I just remember the existence of crackle bars, and I'm low-key kind of craving them. I just like the crunch. It was good shit. I remember when they used to be actually bigger sized ones. And nowadays you usually just see crackle bars in the little mini candies that are in the multi-packs of chocolate for Halloween. Whee! Nice. Oh hey, if I do this in a nice manner, I will be able to drop below 28,000. Hey! No, that cannot be right. That cannot be right. There's no way we've gotten to, like, no, that can't be right at all. Okay, so 32. So when we get down to 31, that's 1,000. Got down to 30, that was 2,000. 29, 28, what the hell? How the hell? What? Hello? Hello? That can't be right. There is no way we're getting that much XP all at once. Something's wrong here. President Yellowfang, we have to do some mathematics. We have to consult past Yellowfang. We have to consult start of stream Yellowfang. Okay, gotta be careful if I want to get the max amount of XP out of these fellas. Okay. There we go. So now we're at 27,994. Okay, come on. Come on past me, do some damage. So 158 plus 8. Alright, we're doing some math. So it was 32,158. So let's turn that back on. 32, 158. Alright, plus 8. So that's where we were at the beginning of the stream. 32,166. We are currently at... I love how I struggle with math at this point. It's depressing, actually. Oh, wait. Okay. So... oh, my God. Let's go. Give me that. Okay. Okay, so let's subtract... 27,994. I'm doing this solely so then y'all can see this. Alright, 22. Okay. Boom. Okay, yeah, so 4,000 XP already. And we still have like another 20 minutes? Yeah, we're doing great. And that's not just another 20 minutes. This is awesome. This might be a 7-session one, actually, depending on how things go. Yes! I'm always down for that. That means I'll be leveling up on a Monday. Girl. Going into a wall. Don't mind me. Apparently I locked in today. Gosh, that is such good vocabulary. Props to the folks who made it up. Because that is some good shit right there. I guess the other version of saying that would just be I focused. But locked in implies a level of determination and focus involved. Because focus alone, it's like, yeah, I focused in on this. But when you say locked in on it, it's just like, okay, yeah, I am dedicated, I am getting this done. This is happening, sort of thing. It's amazing. It's amazing how wording can change things over time. It's also amazing how some words can change over time and some of them really shouldn't have been changed in the first place. Looking at you idiots who use LARPers as posers. It's posers. Just use posers, please. Stop using LARPing. Stop it. That's already a thing, that's already a thing. It's called live action role playing. I get you're trying to say that they're live action role playing as fans, but no. Stop that. That's not how that works. You fool. Good lord. Whee! Whee! You know, I just realized because the area and the maps are so big in KH3, it doesn't quite register to me whenever the words show up on the screen anymore. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Oh yeah, this is Station of Calling and that station is Serenity. I wonder if you can do a pause buffer and figure out what the other areas, like the room with Twilight Thorn's name is. Someone's probably figured it out through some sort of crazy speedrun strat. I know some folks have managed to, like, show off the pause menu inside of the boss fight right before the boss fight starts. Like, just before the game registers that you're in a fight and can't open the menu. That's some good stuff. I love the little things that people do. Hey, I'll take as much XP as I can get in the day. Oh god. Oh no. Saved by the microphone. I love this thing. I have been very spoiled by this headset. Because I can just flip the mic up and turn it off, so then no one has to hear me sneeze. I don't have to press a button to mute. I can just bloop. All done. It still blows my mind that it took me forever to realize that I had not noticed the run cycle changes based on how things are going in a fight. Wait, can he walk? Oh, okay, so he definitely changes his walk cycle based on... That is fascinating. Okay. Sorry, I had to check because he changes how he walks also in, like, see, just, you know, regular walking. Wait, what? Oh, interesting, because the light reflection, it also changed. Okay, that's cool. And then he's probably gonna get bluer. Can y'all tell I've been here a little too long? I've been here way too freaking long. Yeah, he doesn't... Ah! He does a little... Oh, that's fascinating. And he always holds it to his right. Because he's right-handed. That is fascinating. I love how I'm getting distracted by the little details, but honestly, this is great. I doubt folks at Square thought that somebody was going to be doing this shit. I mean, they definitely prepared for it to make it solid in case somebody did some bullshit like this, but just like, I don't think they anticipated someone doing this thing for this long. I don't know. I wouldn't even know who to ask. It's the little things, you know? Nice. Ow. I was testing to see how much I had to tilt the stick before I actually moved. Turns out, you just... Yeah, okay. Not me messing with the animations and the controls. I'm just trying to get him to glitch out a little bit. There's like a little brief moment in between. Let's just walk down. Let's just walk down. Okay, never mind. Let's not. Boom. Make it look like there's jump cuts. Boom, 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 boom. I should not do that too much. One of these days I'm gonna accidentally cut myself and then fall into oblivion. That's not a good idea, actually. I should not do that. I'll play around with glitches another day. Not today. Let's not play with glitches today. Nice. Okay. You know what's funny is I don't usually think of like the first few hundred XP or so whenever I get to a new level as the first session of the new level. I wonder if I should think of it as that. But at the same time I'm like, I kind of don't want to think of it as that session. I think it's just a little bonus. I don't know, I'll figure that out. Nice, perfect. Means I don't have to worry about anything. I can just do what I want. Good shout. Okay. I'm just watching these dusks do their thing. Okay. All right, you do that. I should find a way to make my calculator look aesthetic, but I can't think of anything. Not unless I made my own personal calculator program, which technically speaking I could do. I could program a calculator in Java and make it look a specific way with some graphical user interface modifications. With some GUI modifications, I could make my own calculator. It would be cursed and probably prone to memory leaks because it's Java, and Java is like that. But it could be done. It'd be funny. I don't know how I would theme it. It would be so funny if I just did that. Actually, that would be so funny. Maybe I'll peruse through my old code book and see what I can work with. Cause that'd be kind of funny. Just run a jar for the calculator. Set that as the new calculator window for the screen. That'd be so funny. Someone would probably be like, what the hell is wrong with you? There's a perfectly good, it would be because I made it fashion. That's why. And have a calculator, but made it fashion. Kind of like my pink calculator that I got back in like middle school or something like that. It was either middle or high school, but I got a specific type of calculator. It wasn't one of those graphing calculators because that shit's expensive, but it was like a decent one that I could use for like a bunch of math functions because you needed that in a lot of the upper level classes. Yeah. So I was doing that, and it was fun. Had a grand old time. 10 out of 10. Would do it again. Ow. Don't be freaking rude. I'm just kidding. I don't mind the damage. I do mind getting a lot of Orbeez out of that, though. That was not so fun. Ooh, I just thought of something. I should get some Jello molds that are shaped like little orbs. I think there are silicone molds shaped like orbs. And then I can make Jello orbs. So then they're like little health orbs. That'd be kind of cool. It could be done. It'd be funny. That'd actually be kind of fun. It would need to, the Jello orbs would need to be a certain size so then they're not super dangerous. That's the only con I can think of. Let me take some damage. I would also need to make sure that it's food safe silicon and only the food safe silicon. I don't know why that sounded like I was taking out 4 of them. There were only 3. Nothing like a little time dilation to complete the day, eh? Y'all would not believe the amount of time dilation I just went through, I think. I don't mind, though. It means more XP out of the session. I'm always down for increasing the XP speed. Ow. One of my friends sent me a video of like someone doing the mathematical calculation of how many hours it would take to get this specific thing done. But they went by the 4s instead of the 8s. So I don't know. I don't remember now. I don't remember the numbers, but I remember it was a lot of hours and I'm like, well, good thing I started off at level 19 from back in the day, because boy oh boy would that be a nightmare. This is great. Whee!
Okay, let's make sure that I don't put a weird crick in my neck. That'd be great.
Dang, I think I'm about to get about 5,000 XP total today. That's awesome. I'm always down for that. Because that means that if I get another 5,000 tomorrow, that puts me down to like 22,000 something. That's if I do another 5,000, by the way. Technically, I could take this guy out, but I want to do a little bit more damage. And by do a little bit more damage, I mean take more damage. Just a wee bit more. That should do it. There we go. Much better. So if I do this right, it should be 202 at the end. That's a big if, though. If is good. I'm trying to remember if they inserted that quote at any point in KH2, but it's been such a long time since I played early game KH2 that it's a blur. Yay! I'll do a calculation at the end of the session. It'll be extra funny. I'm glad this background music is good, because I would go crazy if it wasn't any better. If it wasn't this, if it was something a little bit more obnoxious, I would go crazy. I would be like, ugh. There we go. Yay! Yeah, we're definitely in the 5,000 XP zone. Let's go! Woohoo! There's always room for more! Whee! I don't know why I picked that up. It's not gonna be of any use. I'm refusing to call it a session. I want to fulfill my time obligation, which is honestly the best. Time obligation always triumphs. And even then, sometimes I push it and it's really funny. I have enjoyed the times where I have pushed it though. Just on a rare occasion, not too frequently. It's nice. It's nice to go a little bit beyond the usual limits. And guess what? We're gonna get to 26,000 instead. Ha 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 ha. Y'all know what that means. It's not gonna be 6,000 XP in a session, unfortunately. Time is not allotted for that, but boy oh boy am I doing great for that. Woohoo, 42. Let's go. Part of me is like, stop at the 42, stop at the 42, and I'm like, no. Let's go further. Let's really make the let's milk this session for all it's worth. I'm on a roll. I am on a roll today. I was a little worried earlier today because like I had one of those moments, you know, that you like it's just not feeling well whatsoever, and I'm just kind of like ugh. I'm like ugh. I don't know if I feel good enough to stream, and I'm like, girl, just stream anyway. Chances are you're gonna feel good. And yeah, I was right. I feel better already. I feel great. And I did a lot today. I did nearly everything on my list, actually. Shoot, I could still do everything on my list. There are a couple things on my list that were, like, not quite in the priority strain just because I was dead tired. But, like, I took care of, like, certain obligations that were time-sensitive. And then there's a couple others that aren't time-sensitive. And then one recreation thing. And then 2 of them are technically, like, okay. Basically, one of the ideas that I had to put off because of time was just either working on one of the videos or working on one of the stories that I've been writing. Did not have time for that. But technically speaking, I do still have time for that. I do still have time for that today. So, I am stoked about that prospect of either I edit a video, like I work on editing, or I work on writing. One of the two. Either way, I'm going to be happy about it. I don't think I'm going to pull the recreation one, which is watching a Star Trek episode, because that's like 45 minutes. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm always down for a little bit of a Star Trek session, but... I don't know, maybe... Nah, no, this time of day? Nah, I'd be able to pull it off. I'd be able to pull it off. Who am I kidding? Alright. We're not done yet, by the way. We still got another 5 or so. Not another 5, but close enough. Because I don't stop until it's the 2-hour mark in the game time, because that's different. Oh, we're gonna get like 26,800 and something. That's great. I am always down for that. And I've barely drained my water. Damn. I think I managed to balance my speaking, which is kind of impressive if you ask me. Alright, come on, bring it on. There we go. 886. Nice. I bet... Okay. Not a bet, but... Let's try to make that 806. Let's round that shit off. Let's do it. Let's go. Boom. We'll be coming around the mountain when we go. We'll be coming around the mountain when we go. We'll be coming around the mountain, we'll be coming around the mountain, we'll be coming around the mountain when we go. I don't know the I don't know the rest of the words to that song. I think there's more verses than that. Alright, perfect. Okay, excellent. Yes. Somehow I think I got a 4 out of that. But I could be wrong. No. I think I got 8s out of that. Alright, let's make it happen. Alright, come on, one more hit. And perfect. Yay! 806. There we go. That's a nice number to round off at. Now I'm kind of curious. Once I save, I'm gonna see. Okay. Let's do a quick lookaroo actually at that. Yeah, so 26806. 26806. Let's see. So 32166 and then I already forgot. As usual, 26806. Yay! Minus 26806. And total today is 5,360. I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to what I'm looking at. But yeah, would you look at that? That is an astounding number that I am very proud of. Yay! And of course, with that, that is going to do it for the stream today. I hope you all enjoyed, whether you are watching past, present, or future. If you enjoy the journey and want to continue watching it or get notifications for when I go live, you can hit the subscribe button on the YouTube side, follow button on the Twitch side. I also have social media of Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr. You can follow me on those. They are all at Yellowfang42. I hope you have a good rest of the morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Y'all have a good one. And yeah, here's your end stream screen. Bye!